Module 9, Liquids and Solutions. Liquids are one of the three states of matter and are characterized by their ability to flow and take on the shape of their container. Solutions are homogeneous mixtures of two or more substances, with one substance being the solute and the other being the solvent. In this chapter, we will explore solubility, electrolytes, dissolution, and the properties of solutions. Solubility. Solubility refers to the ability of a substance to dissolve in a solvent to form a homogeneous solution. The solubility of a substance is influenced by several factors, including temperature, pressure, and the chemical properties of the solute and solvent. A substance that is insoluble in a solvent will form a heterogeneous mixture. An example of this is KCl. When KCl, or potassium chloride, dissolves in water, the ions in the compound are attracted to the polar water molecules due to their opposite charges. The positively charged potassium ions, K+, are attracted to the negatively charged oxygen atoms in the water molecules, which have a partial negative charge due to the unequal sharing of electrons in the covalent bonds between the hydrogen and oxygen atoms. The negatively charged chloride ions are attracted to the positively charged hydrogen atoms in the water molecules, which have a partial positive charge. This attraction between the ions and water molecules is known as hydration or solvation, and it is responsible for the dissolution of the ionic compound in water. The solvated ions are surrounded by water molecules, forming a hydrated ion shell, which keeps them in solution and prevents them from reforming into the solid crystal. Electrolytes. Electrolytes are substances that dissociate into ions in solution, and they conduct electricity. Electrolytes can be divided into strong and weak electrolytes. Strong electrolytes dissociate completely in solution, while weak electrolytes only partially dissociate. Dissolution. Dissolution refers to the process by which a solid dissolves in a solvent to form a homogeneous solution. The process involves the breaking of intermolecular forces between particles of the solid and the formation of new intermolecular forces between the solute particles and the solvent molecules. Properties of a solution. The properties of a solution depend on the concentration of the solute and the nature of the solute and solvent. The properties of a solution include color, taste, boiling point, freezing point, vapor pressure, and osmotic pressure. These properties can be used to identify the solute and solvent in a solution. Saturation. Saturation refers to the state of a solution where it contains the maximum amount of a solute that can dissolve in a solvent at a given temperature and pressure. When a solution is saturated, any additional solute that is added will not dissolve and will instead form a precipitate. Thus, if a solution of sugar and liquid is saturated with sugar, if we added more sugar, the new sugar will not dissolve, but rather remain undissolved as a precipitate in the solution. Osmosis. Osmosis is a process in which a solvent, usually water, moves from an area of low solute concentration to an area of high solute concentration through a semi-permeable membrane. In other words, osmosis is the movement of water molecules across a membrane to balance the concentration of solutes on both sides of the membrane. The direction of osmosis is determined by the relative concentration of solutes on either side of the membrane. If the concentration of solutes is higher on one side of the membrane, water will move from the side of lower concentration to the side of higher concentration until the concentration is equalized. Mass percent concentration. Mass percent concentration is a way of expressing the concentration of a solution or mixture as the ratio of the mass of the solution to the total mass of the solution or mixture, expressed as a percentage of 100 grams. It tells us how much of the solution is made up of the solute by weight. For example, a 5% mass percent concentration of salt in water means that 5 grams of salt are dissolved in 95 grams of water. Molarity. Molarity is a measure of the concentration of a solution, and it tells us how much solute is present in a given volume of solution. For example, if we dissolve 1 mole of sugar in 1 liter of water, the resulting solution would have a molarity of 1 m, 1 mole of sugar per liter of solution. Similarly, if we dissolve 0.5 moles of salt in 500 milliliters of water, the resulting solution would have a molarity of 1 m, or 0.5 moles of salt per 500 milliliters of solution, which is the same as 1 mole of salt per liter of solution.